Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this July the 24th, 2026. I'm hoping everybody had a great Friday out there so far, but it's a great Friday evening. Everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather. Cut the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we'll be taking a look at the tropics in the lower 48. Take a look at the local forecast for your weekend outlook, Saturday and Sunday. Take a look at the current watch and warning advisory map. Take a look at the severe weather outlook for day 2, 3, and 4, and 5. And we do have several areas of severe weather to talk about. Also take a look at the Climate Prediction Center for your temperature and precipitation outlook in tonight's video as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road there, folks. Alright, you can see we got a little system. The hurricanes still continue to move on off to the west toward White and Chain Island. Got another system here trying to develop into something else on that. Scattered activity over Central America, South America, a little bit in the Atlantic. But you can see a cold frontal boundary stretching from St. John's all the way into the Carolinas, stretching all the way back into areas of Oklahoma. And then got a little upper spin over here in the southwestern U.S., over here into portion of Arizona, New Mexico, Wyoming, Nevada, also into Utah, and also into areas of Idaho and western Wyoming. And then you can see a little bit of activity up here in North Dakota, stretching into portion of Minnesota, which will head towards South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, and then kind of down to the south and the east from there. Alright, let's take a look at your local forecast for your Saturday. Should roll out something like this here across the board. Okay, should be coming up here in just a few minutes. Alright, still waiting for it. It should be coming up here, hopefully. Here we go. Alright, with some shower activity in Washington and Oregon State, coastal waters, critical fire weather in portions of Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada. Flash flooding and heavy rain over here in portions of eastern Arizona and New Mexico. And then again through Missouri to Arkansas to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Severe weather up here at portions of North Dakota, stretching into Minnesota. Shower and thunderstorm activity from North Dakota to Lake Huron, Lake Superior, Michigan, to Wisconsin, to Minnesota. Somehow it went skipped over, but we got to go back. See if we can get back on Saturday's forecast. I don't know how it got on Sunday, but we're gonna take a look at Saturday, finish it up. But anyway, shouldn't take too long to load back up. Okay, well we'll just restart since it was on the wrong map. Alright, shower activity in Washington, Oregon State, coastal water, critical fire weather in portions of Montana to Idaho, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Nevada, and California. Flash flooding and heavy rain over eastern Arkansas, Arizona into New Mexico and the eastern Carolinas. Then we got thunderstorms and showers from Montana to Idaho to Nevada to Utah to Arizona to New Mexico through the Dakotas, Minnesota, Lake Huron, Lake Superior, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, all the way down into Illinois. Then from Oklahoma to Missouri to Mississippi to Florida, Florida Keys, Georgia to Carolina to Virginia, Atlantic coastal waters. Then also up into portion of Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. Otherwise, expect your high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Saturday. That was today's map, what I started off with, but this is the correct map for your Saturday. Alright, now we're going to roll into Sunday forecast, and it should roll out something like this here across the board. Okay, and as you can see, we got the trough, low pressure system, high pressure system, and also cold front, warm fronts across your local forecast areas as well. Alright, thunderstorms and showers from Montana to Idaho to Wyoming to Utah to Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Southern California, also southeast Texas, South Dakota, up here around Lake Huron, Lake Superior, Minnesota to Iowa to Michigan, to New York State, to Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, to the Carolina, Florida Keys, Georgia, Alabama, back over to Mississippi and Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, and Kentucky. You're included. A little bit of shower activity up here, just eastern Rhode Island, eastern Connecticut as well. Otherwise, expect your high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Sunday. Alright, let's roll on into the current watches warning advisory map currently across the nation, and it should roll out something like this here across the board. Alrighty, as you can see here, you can see in the this area here. We got red flag warnings in Washington, Idaho, also in portion of Montana, also into areas of Oregon, Northern California, Nevada, and then we got excessive heat warnings down here across Southern California with heat advisories there as well. More heat advisories in Nevada, also over here in the portion of Utah, excessive heat warnings in Arizona, flood watches and flash flood warnings and heat advisories in portion of New Mexico. We have some more heat advisories and some air quality alerts in Colorado. Then we got air quality alerts and excessive heat warnings and heat advisories for portions of Wyoming, Montana through North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas over to Missouri, Western Kentucky, and Illinois, also into areas of Iowa, also into Minnesota. Excessive heat watches there as well. Tornado watches and warnings over northern Minnesota. Severe thunderstorm watches and warnings over North Dakota. Alright, we got flood watches and flash flood warnings in portions of Alabama and Georgia. Flood watches also in portions of Arkansas, across the Carolinas, southern South Carolina, the eastern North Carolina. Flood advisory and flash flood warnings there as well. Alright, we got some small craft advisories, Southern California, and then again for Washington, Oregon State, around the Hawaiian Chain Island, Alaska region. High surf warnings around the Hawaiian Chain Island, Illinois, Alaska, special weather state. Can't get it out, but we got it out anyway. So, alright, let's roll on into the severe weather perspective of the video. And you can see general thunderstorms in the light green, the darker areas around Tucson, up to Billings, Great Falls, Montana, to Pierre, Duluth, Minneapolis, La Crosse, Green Bay, and Milwaukee. We have some marginal risk for severe weather. Tornado probability, 2% up around Minneapolis, over towards just northwest of La Crosse in Wisconsin. Damaging winds, 5 to 15%. This is where the significant damaging winds over 60 to 70 miles an hour possible. In South Dakota and Montana, it's about 60 miles per hour. And of course, it's going to refresh while I'm trying to do it. And let's see if we can get to the large hail perspective of it. Alright, large hail. This is where could be some large hail, quarter to maybe ping pong ball size hail, maybe baseball and golf ball size possible across Minnesota, Wisconsin, and northern Michigan for your Saturday severe weather outlook. Alright, let's take a look at day number 3. Should roll out this here. We have a slight risk from Grand Forks to Fargo to Minneapolis, La Crosse, Duluth. Marginal risk elsewhere from Marquette down towards Chicago, Fort Wayne, Pierre, Devon, Iowa, Omaha, and also to Lincoln, and also Sioux Falls. General thunderstorm elsewhere. Probability rolls out like, and of course it's going to refresh as well. It does it to me every time. It seems like it do. We'll wait. I need some of that Jeopardy music to play while I'm waiting. But anyway, probability now rolls out like this here, 5 and 15%. This is where significant severe weather across Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, eastern North, South Dakota, and portions of Nebraska. Alright, take a look at day number 4. Up here around Green Bay, Milwaukee, Chicago to Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Columbus, Cleveland. Severe weather outlook here, 15% risk area. Marginal risk will outline the forecast area. Day number 5 rolls out like this. From Charlotte all the way to around Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Virginia Beach, Roanoke, Raleigh. 15% risk area. Marginal risk. Could not be surprised this here could be tugged a little further to the south into South Carolina and Georgia. This could even be expanded a little further to the north and a little bit to the west as we get forward. Day 6 right now, nothing, but there could be outlook for day 6 as well. Tomorrow, day 7 and day 8 could be more along the East Coast and more in the central U.S. as well on those days coming up. Alright, Climate Prediction Center. If you're looking for cooler temperatures are in store, not too fast here. We got above normal temperatures across much of the nation, from Washington to Montana to Texas to California, well above normal there, all the way into Texas, Louisiana to Florida, all the way up to the Carolinas to Maine. Then we got near normal across the central U.S., portion of the central and eastern Dakota, portion of Oklahoma, northern Alabama, Georgia, and also Mississippi, all up toward Michigan. And then we got above normal temps across Hawaii and Chain Island and across the Alaska regions up to the southwest. Alright, precipitation, not too much precipitation expected either. Above normal precipitation from Maine, the eastern Carolina down to Florida, across a portion of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and also in the portion of Kansas. And then again over in California, Nevada, and Arizona, portion of New Mexico, and Utah. Near normal elsewhere in the gray, stretching from portion of western Pennsylvania to Michigan, to much of South Carolina, to Louisiana, to California, Nevada. And then you can see below normal precipitation from Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, all the way back to Washington, Oregon State, and also including Montana. Above normal precipitation right at Hawaii and Chain Island, across the Alaska region, northwestern areas above normal, central areas near normal, and southeastern areas below normal precipitation. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like the video, share the video. We'll get you back in the next one. Have a wonderful Friday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got.